Hello, this is Anne-Marie DeGregoria on my YouTube channel, and thank you for subscribing and for coming to listen. Today we're going to talk about fat, what you need to know, and why. And so I had written this article for a magazine recently, and I just wanted to share with you kind of the different points that I feel like are really critical, the things I speak about with my clients all the time. But, definitely what we eat can create a direct assault or support on our hormones, on the brain messengers, on your blood pressure and your insulin, your cholesterol, your mood, and all of those things, your endocrine system. So while we have this, this hidden information, I should say, actually that communicates directly with our genes and could be ignited through the pathways of food, through the processing of food, and how important it is that your metabolism is clearly instructed, where it could actually recognize the food that you're eating versus not recognize it and not know what to do with it, and then thus there will be a halt in your body in processing it. America is famous for having Frankenfood, and I'm sure you've probably heard that if you've been interested in this topic for a long time. If you haven't, you're just hearing it for the first time. Yes, Frankenfood. Could you imagine that we're known for that? And I had my own personal experience. I had went to Italy when I was super young, and I was probably this height and weight, and I was about 13, and I went there, and I remember going there, and I remember being there for 2 weeks and eating gelato every day and eating whatever we wanted. I wasn't really thinking about that yet. I was with calories, but then, and I'm just thinking that all calories were created equal, but that's not the case, and I actually learned that firsthand in Italy, because I ended up losing 5 pounds during that time, and certainly wasn't trying to, and I was super young, and I just really was very surprised at how your body can really process food so much better over there. Their food was better, and I knew it, and I was also forced to eat things that I normally wouldn't eat, but I could see how it really affected me in a positive way, and so I always like to share that story with everybody. Okay, but the reason for today is really not about all food, it's about fat specifically and how important it is, because fat received a stigma back in the 80s and 90s, where man-made and tampered fats were encouraged, right? So we had a margarine, and we had all these vegetable oils that if the world ended, those would still be edible. They don't go bad, they don't go rancid, and that's pretty scary actually, because real food will rot and go bad. And oils, the way they used to be made, is in small amounts, and you would ingest them, and you kept them like they were treated like gold, and you put them in cool areas where they're not exposed to light, and dark bottles, and not exposed to air, and so they were really preserved. But today we don't have that. We have partially hydrogenated or hydrogenated, and these are trans fats. And I love that Dr. Mark Hyman had said, it's akin to eating plastic. And I just want you to have that visual with eating plastic and stopping the cellular functioning of your cell. To learn about the cell, if you can go back to biology, which is my very favorite topic, well, my second favorite topic to spirituality, but biology, if you think about the cells, what could you imagine sticking plastic in them and how they would harden, and then they wouldn't have the flexibility and stability, they wouldn't be able to do what they're supposed to do, so it's kind of scary. These fats bind to the cells, and they block your metabolism, and you don't want that. So okay, so that's it. Let me give you, and I wrote 20 reasons why, OMG, right? I think it's on my website with 10 reasons. I probably should have done that, but I'm going to give you all 20 here, and kind of go down them pretty quickly, because we're at 4 minutes now. Essential fatty acids are really just that. They're essential to the human body. They cannot be manufactured within the body, so you have to get them from outside sources. So that would be, things like salmon. Take a good quality fish oil. Make sure you keep that in the refrigerator. If you're eating the proper meats and if you're having dairy and you're having the proper dairy, you're going to get, and look at my old videos if you want to know what those are, you're going to get the right essential fatty acids from that. So that's really important. I'm going to go fast here. Cellular functioning. So the plasma membrane, really plays a very dynamic part in cellular functioning, and is really critical. The lipids themselves or I should say the membrane itself is made up of lipids, fluid lipids, and hopefully if you're not eating plastic, they're fluid, cholesterol and proteins, and the cholesterol will help to really keep the membranes fluid, stable, and strong. So you have to understand that. Cellular integrity, keeping the integrity of the cell, just as it says, intact, really important. Regulation, so all the processes that happen within the body. Fat is critically important to allow all that to happen because it's made up, so much of it is made up within a cell. Energy, it gives you double the calories, so that's really important because people are saying, oh, I want more calories, but they're not realizing that I need it for energy. And if you're craving, let's say, dairy, for instance, you're probably missing fat. And look at my food cravings video for that one. Hormones, critical for the endocrine system, super critical for the endocrine system, and healthy functioning of the hormones within your body. As a matter of fact, cholesterol is the foundation for sex hormones. So it's interesting how, we're not supposed to have any cholesterol, but it's really critically important for the construction of sex hormones. Digestion, it will slow the process of digestion down. Really important, like put oil on your bread if you're eating bread, like put butter on your bread. That you've heard that before, maybe you've heard that before, and that's to slow the absorption and not spike your blood sugar. That would be that. Maybe you shouldn't be eating bread though, right? Well, we'll go to my gluten video for that one. Anyway, so in terms of, feeling satiated, you want to feel full, like people just eating and they're getting into this chemical cycle, which you can't get out of. It's very difficult to get out of. Taste, it makes food taste better. They took out the fat back in the 80s and 90s, and what happened? That it didn't taste good, so then they loaded the sugar and the corn syrup and all the garbage into it. You need that fat, you need that balance. I can't even believe this. The absorption of nutrients, I don't know why we are where we are, because it's like, it's out there in the open. You need fat to absorb vitamin A, D, E, K, and B12 a little bit. And so you need this. You need vitamin A, immune and eye health. You need D for calcium absorption. We have the highest level of osteoporosis. Well, we eat the least amount of fat, I feel like, or healthy fat. Vitamin E is a great antioxidant. Vitamin K, bone health, absorption and assimilation of protein, really critical. So skin health, lipids are building blocks for the membranes, really, really important for that as well. Anti-inflammatory, it will reduce inflammation, which is a precursor to disease. So it will help to stop those pathways from taking place. Heart health in terms of rhythm and vessel structure and flexibility, as well as the thickness of the arteries themselves. You need healthy fats. Blood to help stabilize the blood sugar, as I had mentioned before. And in terms of inflammatory properties too, it'll help bring those down. Neurological functioning. Growing up, I always used to hear, eat fat, it's good, it'll coat your nerves. That was the old school Italian mentality, and I'm sure that translates to all the cultures. Just go back to the old school mentality, and they knew what they were talking about. And I am here to resurrect that. With the help from my grandmother, I could hear her, and I really feel like that's why this is such an important topic, is food as medicine. So I'm here to shout that out on the rooftops. But so neurological covering, the coverings and the lubrication of the joints and protection, insulation, warmth as well. It's interesting, really high amounts of fat are eaten in the colder areas. There's a reason for that. Reproduction. So in terms of reproduction and growth, you absolutely need fat. Brain health, 60% of the brain is made up of essential fatty acids, and you want your babies to have those essential fatty acids as well. And if you're having a baby, your doctor's always going to tell you to take an essential fatty acid pill. Keep them refrigerated. Anyway, so that's that. So then in terms of mental health, the neurochemical pathways in the brain are very helpful with as well. Immune health, you need high fat for a healthy immune system, absolutely. And last but not least, ask the French, burning body fat. We grew up in a time where not eating fat was really critically, like this is what you need to do, don't eat fat. But the problem is that your body will start to store body fat when it doesn't get what it needs. And it's one of the biggest things. It's one of the three major nutrients. You have your macronutrients. It's protein, it's carbs, and it's fat. You need it. You can't do without it. So that's that, unless we're talking about ketogenic, and then we could drop the carbs out of that, right? Anyway, so that's it. I hope this is helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You can find me on my website, balanceforlifenutrition.com. It's balance, the number 4, lifenutrition.com. Foodisthymedicine.com goes to my website as well. And please subscribe and share and go like my Facebook page as well. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.